Hello and welcome to this video where I today went to Bath on a little quick shopping trip with my dad and left with my bag a whole lot heavier and my bank account a lot lighter. So also it kind of ignore, I know I still have my Christmas decorations up, but I kind of don't want to take them down because they're pretty. So yeah. Okay, so the first thing I bought, it was in the Waterstones, was this. This is My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier. I'm doing Rebecca for coursework, so, and I've confessably already seen the film of this. I didn't realise there was a book, sorry. So I picked this one up. It's about this guy who's like, he's been orphaned and he's raised by his cousin, and then he's always been told that he'll like inherit the estate, and then his cousin gets married and dies, and then he dies. Like his cousin gets married, but then dies in like super suspicious circumstances, and then his widow arrives in England, and it all gets very, very complicated. It's the first thing I've grabbed. The second thing I grabbed was this. This is The Last Tycoon by F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. I'm gonna add this to like my little shrine I have up here, which looks like it's one book. The other one I have Tender as a Night as well, but that's up there. It's like on my bedside table because I'm kind of reading it. But yeah, so this was the last book he ever wrote, and I thought it looked super, super interesting. So I picked it up. It's basically about someone, like, kind of like a love story between a movie star, and it all goes a bit complicated. But yeah, and it's like this romance unfolding, like it would in a film, but there's someone like watching it. So it's a last book he ever wrote. I don't think he finished it, so it's going to be super interesting to read and see if it like ends like really abruptly or whatever. But yeah, also the covers on this is a really beautiful example. I really think it's beautiful covers, but on the Penguin Modern Classics for the Fitzgerald books are also gorgeous. So second thing up, and then as obviously I was with my dad, so then me and my dad dived around the back to Mr. B's Emporium of books, which I don't know why I always struggle to find. It's so dumb. I was with my friend once and we were like full on there, and we were like, oh my god, I can't find it. So I like got up Google Maps, as you do, and it turns out we were literally in front of it, like we were staring at it, because there's no like sticky out sign. It's quite subtle, like the exterior decoration, but it's a really good bookshop. It's like 3 floors, it's great. It's almost outdoing topics, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I got 2 things in there. Finally found this. This is Tales from the Cafe. It's the second one in the When the Coffee Gets Cold series, which I have the first one and I have the 4th one and I have the second one. I haven't seen copies of this in many shops, like the ones where I live in Bristol, so like the ones around where I live. I literally haven't seen anything. It's really weird, but so in case people who might not know, so the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series is about this cafe in Japan, Tokyo to be specific, where you can like time travel back into the past and have like a conversation, like one last conversation with somebody who's passed away, but or something, it was pets and stuff as well, but only for the amount of time before your coffee gets cold. Super fascinating concept, and people are like, I know there's going to be people going, but why have you bought the second one if you haven't read the first one? This is a really weird niche me thing, but I like to read series back to back. So like, for example, when I read Harry Potter, I read the first one, second one, like read Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows, literally back to back. I didn't read anything else in the middle. That's just the way I like to do it. I like to like literally live in a world, and this is why it really annoys me when I have to wait if books are coming out, because it's like I like to read them all next to each other and then like cry at the end, which is kind of what I'm doing because I'm reading Percy Jackson currently, but they're up on my other shelf, which you can't see. It's like here. I've read the first 2. I'm just about to start the 3rd one, but I love them. They're so good. But that's completely unrelated. But yeah, that is just something I do. So, and as I literally haven't seen copies of the second one in any other bookshop, I'm like, I might as well buy it, because even if I don't like them, they look pretty. So like, I can just. But they'll look really pretty, and I know one of my best friends really wants to read them, so I'm like, I can, like, if I hate them, I can just give them to her as Christmas presents or something. The other thing I bought in Mr. B's, and I haven't really much space around me because I am like covered in stuff, so there's like the kind of stack of them right in front of me, is something else I've been wanting for a super long time, is Notes on the Underground by Dostoevsky. Basically, I really want to read this book here, Crime and Punishment. It's by the same guy, and everyone I've seen on like YouTube, university professors or whatever, say that if you want to read that, you should like walk up to it and read this first. It does include Timothy Chalamet for those who are interested. So I'm kind of like, okay, I'm gonna take the advice. So I've read this one here, which is White Nights, which is really small. I've read that. So I figured I would read this. So I bought myself, and as I say, I haven't seen this anywhere near where I live either. So I bought it while I was there. It's a bit battered, but it's fine. You know, it's not the end of the world. I do tend to keep my books very nice, but it's not the end of the world because I have so many secondhand ones that are super battered that was not me, and it's not my fault that they're like that. So yeah, it is what it is, really. But yeah, this actually has 2 short stories in it, but I'm gonna try and read this before I read Crime and Punishment, so I can kind of adjust much more to that kind of writing style as like a little build up. And then the other place we went to, well, one of the other places we went, was the Oxfam bookshop. I love me an Oxfam bookshop. I like live in them. The one in my house, I swear, I've literally probably like paid their rent in there. Like over the years, I've probably paid like a year's worth of rent. So I went to there, and I found a Poirot, an Agatha Christie, that I don't have. This is Cat Among the Pigeons. I actually honestly don't know what this is about. Obviously a murder, but like, yeah, it's an Agatha Christie. I love them. As you may be able to tell, I have like all of this shelf, the entire front of the shelf, because they're all stacked. But like the entire front is just straight Agatha Christie's. We have Marple, Poirot, Tommy and Tuppence, and standalones. So then it's not going to fit because you able to see that there's a hole at the moment because I've taken one out, but they're quite tightly packed. I don't quite know how I'm going to fit this in, but I'll figure it out somehow. Yeah, so it's a bit battered, but it's not the end of the world because a lot of these are, say, most of my Agatha Christie's and stuff, they're all secondhand, because why would I buy them new when there's so many copies in charity shops? I could find them quicker than I read them, because they're not that challenging for me to read, so I only tend to read like one a month. That's kind of my aim, so that I'm like balancing out what I read a lot more. But the one thing I would say, if anyone wants to start reading them, if you're going to read Marples, I would actually recommend reading them in order, and I really regret that I didn't, because some of the books connect, and I didn't realise, and I read them like the wrong way around. They don't spoil the endings, but it would just have been better if I'd read them like in order. So if you're going to consider reading them, I would recommend. It doesn't really matter, but for Marple, I would recommend doing that. Poirot's and the other ones, I don't know if that matters because I've never really Tommy and Tuppence. Obviously, the standalones, there isn't an order, but Poirot, I don't think it matters too much. Although I wouldn't read Curtain first, but apart from that, anyway, that's completely a side issue. But yeah, I picked up this one. I also really like the cover. I think it's really cool. Although there's no cat and there's no pigeons, which is a bit disappointing because I do love me a little cat, I do love me a pigeon, but yeah. So I also got that. I have already taken the labels off the back because I'm organised. The last thing I'm going to look like I'm like TikTok addicted, and I literally don't even have TikTok, and what it really is I'm a masochist. This book. Oh god, help me. A Little Life. I'm not going to try and pronounce her name because I know I won't mispronounce it, and I feel really bad. Because people mispronounce my name a lot, so. But yeah, no. I've been wanting this for quite a while, but I don't like the cover with the man on it. I really don't like. So I'm like, oh, I'll wait and see if I can find one with this cover instead. And I finally found one in Toppings. Yay, favourite bookshop ever, because it's like 3 floors and it's swampy and I can get lost in it. But yeah, don't read this book if you suffer from any kind of mental issue. I'm being serious about this. If you like have a mental health problem, like you're depressed, well, don't read it. Apparently, obviously haven't read it, but apparently it's traumatizing. And I'm inclined to believe people. I was buying it, and a lady on the till literally, before she like zapped it through the machine, literally went to me. She goes, "Have you been warned about this book? Because I don't want you to buy it without realizing." That probably tells you all you need to know, really, when the cashiers are trying to like check you know what you're doing before you buy it. That probably tells you quite a lot. So, you know, but yeah, I do love the cover, and I do love the spine, and get rid of the receipt because, you know, personal info. But we do also love the inside covers. That's the back one, has it? Yeah, it does. The weird thing about this book is the blurb is like on the inside. I don't know why. Let's get rid of that. But yeah, this was the last thing I bought. My dad is slightly traumatised about how many books I bought. Not my fault, he still has more than me. I'm working on it. I will have more than him by the time I move out. And I'm gonna have to like have a removal ban for books, and I can't talk, and then one for everything else. But yeah, I may need therapy when I finish this. So if anyone feels like, you know, paying the therapy bills, that would be great. But yeah, that was everything I bought. Hope you're all having a good week, weekend, month, life, whenever you end up watching this. And yeah,